Alright, so it's me again, JaviFX, and I am here for another market update or outlook. Okay, so let's start off um here in the Discord. What did I say? Right? Basically, kind of pissed off that Bitcoin again was dumping while all the other indexes were actually moving towards all-time high. So I made the bold choice of instead of calling the bottom at 111, I said, all right, um, we may retrace back into this daily moving average. And if we don't bottom out from there, we may go down to around 102 level, right? So if you look at this chart, what I sent, and the chart now, right? Almost exactly the same, right? Called it called it a bit accurately. Um, well, I was pretty much sidelined here. I opted just not to do anything. Most of my positions I sold for break even because I expected at least, at least this level here, 103, 246, 102, right? Even a seek of this would have been good. So the initial was all right. Let's bounce off of this daily moving average, and we basically just broke through it, and we're now actually in a crucial point. Um, Retesting it could be a breakdown and a bearish retest. That's very possible, right? But hopefully not. Hopefully, for the sake of the bull market continuation, hopefully my last level was front run and we just move up from here, right? Using the moving averages, something like that, right? Okay, so ETH, very messy. ETH basically just retesting the demand zone. So ETH, honestly, it still looks pretty bullish, right? So you got a reclaim of the daily and a retest of the daily again, right? So looks pretty good. You ask me, looks pretty good. So in the 4 hour, you want to see a break of this supply zone, right? That's what you want to see. Honestly, that's what you want to see. Something like this, right? That's what you want to see because the overlooming moving average resistance is still creeping up, but a break of structure is a start, right? So, few things could happen here. The bullish scenario is we break this, move higher, retest, go back up, something like this. That's what we want, honestly. This one right here, right? But the bearish scenario is we just, continue going lower from there. I would like to choose, I would like to think that we are in the bullish scenario mainly because mainly because this is still bullish, sorry, bullish price action, right? All right, now move on to Sol. Basically, this was a break-even trade. uh I expected, as Bitcoin uh, dumped, I expected this to overshoot, so I opted, you know what, I'm not in the mood to lose right now. So, well, I closed this as at break even, and it's a bit higher than my entry price. So again, a few things. Um, I marked this out in the Discord and on the previous video, right? That okay, we may react from here, and we actually did. If we just go a bit higher here, um, somewhere here. ETH MT. So there we go. Okay, so I pretty much predicted this. Sorry. The daily breaker block, I said it was actually very significant resistance, and we could possibly react from there. And I expected this demand zone to hold, but clearly it did not, and it overshot, went lower, retested the daily moving average again, right here, right? Which is why I protected myself from losing, and I just closed around here, like 183, for just a slight profit, right? So what are we looking at here? Let's just clear this up. All right, let's clear this up. Maintain this daily breaker block. Now, what do we see? Much like Ethereum, we are still in the daily moving average. So I'd like to think, again, I'd like to think that we're still bullish, but we do have to look for bullish signs. So what we got? Much like Ethereum, we have a supply zone over here. All right. Now what you want to do is we want to break structure. You want to see a convincing break of structure. Something like that, right? Something like that. And I'm pretty sure on the 1 hour, we are using the 200 moving average as a resistance, as noted over here and over here, right? So, do you want to see? Step one is obviously a close above, candle body close above this. Next step is, there we go, over looming resistance. We have to break it. All right, very good. Now, on to my last one is MNT, which absolutely looks beautiful. Let's break this down for you guys. All right, here we go. And also the 1 hour. Yep. All right. Okay. So I gave this as a signal last night. We entered MNT here at 1.6, objectively in the risky area demand, as seen, the risky entry demand. Risky because we're below the moving average trend, but I think we bottom out here. Confirmation or the safer entry is at the reclaim of the 2 hour moving averages. Okay, so this is the image I sent last night, basically. So my entry was at around 1.6, and I said here to wait for a break of structure, wait for the overlooming moving averages to, act as resistance as always, and a break of that is a confirmation entry. So as you can see here, step one was met. We broke structure. Now the overlooming resistance is pretty much still on its way, and we might retest something like this, right? So step in a good direction. I'm already in profit. Let's look at where my entry was. Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah, so this was pretty much the entry. There we go, something like that. This is on spot, by the way, so these stop losses are pretty much discretionary manual stop losses, but it looks kind of good, in my opinion. It looks good. On the 15-minute, now the 15-minute actually did a good job of acting as dynamic resistance. So the fact that we broke out of it with volume, you see this, so that's actually a step in the right direction. Now, as we all know, it's a lower time frame moving average, so you want to see Uh, Something like this. So if the moving averages were like this and we get a reclaim, if this is on the 15-minute, we want to see the same thing happen on the 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, right? So something to keep in mind. Um, we don't always use the same, like I've said in the previous video, we don't always use the same time frame because some time frames work best for this specific amount of time, for this specific trading period. So it's your job as a trader to identify what works for that specific trading period or trading session. So yeah, that ends my update. If you want to get into the Discord, right? I sent all of this in the Discord. Pretty much, we're already in profit by now, honestly. So if you want to get into the Discord, everything's in the description below. Uh, if you want, the diagnosis call by Diego, where he takes a look at your portfolio, it's also in the description below. And if you want mentorships with me, one-on-one mentorships with me, want to know how to do this by yourself, well, I also do mentorships. Again, everything's in the description below. All right, I'll see you on the inside.